What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. Everybody's like, whoa, wait a minute. What happened to the intro? We're going to do a little bit differently today. The intro's still coming. Don't worry. You'll get it. We are kicking off round 3 of season 3 of the Blind Sample Showdown, also dubbed the Cursed Season. It has been a rough go up to this point, but we have made it to round 3. And the start of round 3 means there's 7 shows left. For round 3, there is 4 weeks, 4 shows, and then there's a week break, and then it's the final. So we are getting close to the end here. It has been a rough season. It has been an excellent season at the same time. And tonight's showdown is nothing short of 2 of the coolest people in whiskey, 2 excellent palates. This should be a super entertaining, super great show to watch and have fun listening to, and listening to all the stories and stuff from these 2. So without any further ado, why don't we kick off round 3 as it starts right now. Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, Blind Sample Showdown day. And tonight, as I have already stated, we have 2 excellent contestants. Let's just bring them on. We got Adam from Lost Lantern and Caitlin Bartlemay from Clear Creek Distilling.
See how good a job you're doing on my last name? You got this.
Did I do good? Did I get it?
You crushed it. You crushed it.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
I don't. Do people get that wrong?
There's usually a hesitation, a pause of nervousness because it's a lot of letters, but it's phonetic.
Oh, I mean, I suppose I could see Bartlemay.
Yeah. Hilariously, nobody in the family cares either way.
Okay,
because we all use both pronunciations.
Yeah. I actually never thought anything of it. I figured I'd had it and the whole time, and
yeah,
I never thought to ask. But good on you. All right, how you guys doing?
Good and very busy over here. As you know, Nora and I just had a baby a couple weeks ago. He's 1 month old today, or 4 weeks old today. I keep getting corrected. So
yes, he's months yet.
Yeah, Nora's downstairs watching us on the big screen TV, and he is sleeping for now. And he may make a cameo if he wakes up, but I will not be sad if he does not wake up because sleeping is good for little babies.
Yes,
that's true.
Indeed. And Bartlemay, anything good and new with you?
You know, we're just keeping on over here. It was a beautiful sunny day. I know it looks probably like you're guessing maybe there's a bunch of snow behind me. It's just bright outside. Yeah, gorgeous sunny day today. Clear blue skies all day. It was kind of a nice break. We've had a stretch of rain, so it was one of those sunrises that kind of reminds you of what an absolute crazy pants gorgeous place in the country that we live in. Because when it's your commute, it kind of ends up fading into the commute, and then you're thinking and trying to solve all the world's problems as you go back and forth between the places. But this was one of those sunrises today where it's like I had to stand outside in the parking lot outside my car and just kind of watch for a second because it was a real good one. So
just soak it in. Yep, soak it in and remember that today is going to be a good day.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Well, Adam, congratulations to both you and Nora. That's fantastic news. I love that.
Thank you.
Very excited for you guys, and hopefully you'll be picking barrels in no time. So,
Oh yeah, we have high expectations of that young man.
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have not taken him to Lost Lantern headquarters yet because it's a warehouse, but one of these days soon. I know the licorice is down in Texas at Iron Root Republic. They had their daughter working in the tasting room from when she was 3, and she was making more in tips than everyone else combined. So,
oh yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah,
that absolutely tracks.
I mean, any person, any patron that can't tip a 3-year-old, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on if that's the case. But all right. Well, you guys got your samples. No shortage of time there either. You just got yours yesterday, right? Caitlin?
Yeah. Yep.
Some shipping faux pas this season. So, but yeah, they all made it. We're happy. And why don't you guys go ahead and get into sample number 1 right off the bat? And
do it.
I'll go.
Sample number 1. Here we go.
And see who's all joining us this evening. Go ahead, Anna.
I feel like everyone should know that Bartlemay and I have been trash talking ourselves behind the scenes and flattering the other person and how much the other person is going to beat us. So both of us are very confident in the other person's abilities. So it'll be interesting to see where this all lands.
Yeah, no, Adam thinks it's going to be interesting to see where it all lands. I know where it's going to land. Adam's going to absolutely house me. I'm looking forward to it.
If there's anybody to get housed by, I guess either one of you two would be a welcome getting housed. So we'll just go with that. All right, we got a Smoke by Ash Joe, we got a Whiskey Addict Mike, and a Brother Germ. Thank you guys. The Rangers Respite is here. Thank you, Phil. Lots of chatting in between those guys. Off the bat, and here we go. Finally, some other people. Spicy Strawberries here. We got Patty is in the house. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies, actually. Ethan is here. Ethan, appreciate you. Caesar is in the house. My brother. Off-topic whiskey is here. Randall, thank you. Spent a little bit of time with Randall last night via recording session. We recorded another 3 Guys 1 Grain episode last night.
Excellent.
Be dropping on Friday. Didn't look like there was going to be a lot of editing involved in that one, so we were pretty on point. So we got a Jason Coates here. Spencer Mave is in the house. Thank you, guys. Jason and Spencer. Whiskey Deke is here. He's got a couple days until he's out of the country on vacation.
Vacation? How dare?
I know, right?
How dare? Like
Unacceptable.
What? Spencer says he said this before in Discord, but this should have been the final matchup. Who designed this bracket?
No, Spencer, I should have gone out in the first round. Nobody is more surprised than me to see myself here. I have been a strong advocate for literally everyone else I've been up against this entire time. Jerm can confirm that.
And Whiskey Deke, he's got his McCarthy's Lost Lantern in the glass tonight. That's very fitting, Deke.
Thank you.
Covered both in one shot. That's awesome. The old classic killed 2 birds with 1 stone type of deal.
And Jerm has a McCarthy's hat and the I Heart Dicks shirt, which I always think is very funny, but we don't have any Lost Lantern swag. So if you don't have any, we're going to have to get you some.
I don't have any Lost Lantern
There's
swag.
Lost Lantern like wearables. You've been holding
Really
out
just
on these
t-shirts. Nora and I have fleeces, but for everything else, it's just t-shirts. We need to get hats.
I did have a Lost Lantern Glen, but the Lost Lantern washed off the outside, so now it is a blank Glen. I don't know which one it is.
They all end up that way.
Yeah, my Northwoods Whiskey Nerds ones have done very, very well. No washing off. It's an etched glass instead of a printed on, so it tends to hold up a little bit better. But other than that, I've had most every one that I've purchased at a distillery or something. They start fading off.
I have like my McCarthy's hat from the first time that we got those made, and it's been my like adventure hat since we got it. But now it's so used and abused. I probably need to run it through the dishwasher, but it's that had seen some things. So now it's like I can't wear it to like places that I'm supposed to look at all presentable anymore. Like it's got a well-earned like sweat mark across
There you
the
go.
forehead. Like
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
I have a couple of those too. I've had an Old Pulteney hat for a while, a Wyoming whiskey hat, Boulder Spirits, and they've all just gotten so beat up that they're like, those are going in the trash. We're done.
Oh, not the trash. I have like I so pretty much the hats that I wear all the time are these ones because I'm constantly cold. So I wear these like stocking caps with a bill on them. I don't wear ball caps that often, but I have such a collection of ball caps, and I keep on telling myself that I need to go through them and like weed some of them out. But every one of them is like it's a memory or it's people or it's something like that, and so I'm like, well, I've never worn this Stranahan's hat, but like Tyler Glasser gave it to me, and I love Stranahan's and the people that work there. So, well, we can't get rid of this hat. And then I'll get another hat, and I'm like, well, this is from the construction company that my throwing coach used to own, but he's retired now, and you can't get these hats anymore. And I love Butch, so like I can't get rid of that hat, and so it goes down the line, and then I end up getting rid of none hats.
Yeah, right. So then, yeah, you go to weed out some hats, and you end up with more hats. What are we getting on this one?
Well, I am down to the exact distillery and the exact bottle.
Wow, doing good. Doing very good.
It's very nice. I like it a lot. It might be my favorite thing that I've done in the Showdown this season. But the night is young.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the categories. We start with generic category, generic cooperage, and generic proof.
Yep.
And then is it the specific versions of the same thing, and then distillery and bottle?
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Right on. Well, since Deke said what he was drinking, and I think Ethan did too, he's drinking a Kilcairn 12. As usual, I always drink something that associates with my guests, and this may come as a shock, but I'm not actually drinking whiskey right now.
What?
Whoa.
I have a wonderful bottle of something called Old Delicious. Double barreled apple brandy, double bourbon barreled apple brandy. Yes. From Clear Creek Distillery. And this was a lovely gift from our friend Caitlin here. So I'm enjoying it very much.
I was going to try to convince you that brandy isn't scary.
Brandy is not scary. Brandy is actually really fun. The scary part is it's a rabbit hole that I'm not sure I'm prepared to go down.
No. It's a very welcoming. It's a very welcoming community to dive into. You just got to decide.
I'm sure it is. I don't think I have the space to necessitate another rabbit hole.
Fair.
This has so much baking spice on it. It's really nice. Not to interrupt the brandy talk, which I agree with.
Yeah. How dare you? I'm so upset right now. No.
I feel like the good thing about the brandy rabbit hole is it just like is not as deep because there aren't that many things you can actually get in the States.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few, but like unless you're going around Normandy, traipsing between farmhouses, there's only so much to play with compared to the whiskey world. But maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I mean, it just the thing with this like the distilling in general is really that every time you think you know something, and every time you feel like you're on solid ground with the amount of information that you have, you like turn another page and then you're like, holy crap, where has all of this information been my entire life? And so it's like every time you feel like you've reached another level of understanding, another level of knowledge, there's just forever more to learn. There's always more to dive into. There's always more history. There's always more ingredients. There's always more minutia and the whole, no, it's never ending.
Absolutely. Spicy. Yeah, this is very interesting. Imagine if Lost Lantern ever did a brandy.
Keep dreaming. Brandy's for dorks.
So thoughtful, Deke. Thank you.
What's the weirdest fruit that you've ever distilled?
The weirdest fruit I've ever seen. I'm the wrong person to ask that. You got to ask Andy Garrison that question because he's distilled every weird fruit.
Well, I know the answer for him is like carrots, which is not a fruit.
Honestly, I think like to be honest though, carrots are like it's not the weirdest thing that he's gotten up to. I can't remember. God, what is the name of that fruit? It's something like I was interested in it. It's like a super like it's gone out of style. Some people still grow it. God, I can't remember that. I'm gonna just kind of riff until I can come up with the name of it. Anyways, it's kind of like this little like apple-y looking guy, but you can't eat it until it starts to rot. So it's like a olden times, like pre-1920s kind of situation. So you'd pick them off the tree and then they'd pack them in boxes with sawdust. And then as soon as they start to go soft with rot, that's when you eat them. And I was like, oh, God, it would be super cool to like try to grow some of those trees to try to make some brandy about it. And then I, of course, was like, hey, Andy, have you ever heard of this fruit? He's like, oh, yeah, I distilled some like X number of years ago. And I'm like, I've learned now. I'm like, Andy's distilled everything cool. We haven't, I didn't come to this as an at-home perfume maker. And so... And I came into a brand that is, incredibly long lived. We're 41 years old this year. When I started in 2010, that was math of how old we are. And so we didn't do, we were making the things that we made. And I continue to make those things. So as far as experimentation goes and weird new fruits, like that's just not something that we've felt that the market has really been thirsty for. And so, we've spent our time working on different kinds of experiments over the years and certainly exploring McCarthy's and, some of the fun sherry cask finishes and then releasing some older age statements.
Ethan, you have no idea. Well, you probably have a little idea, but yes, Jason has some very interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like cheat and use the internet to remember what that fruit is because
I think someone posted it.
Yeah, was it Medlars?
Yeah, it was Medlars. There you go. Yeah, Medlars. Andy's 1,000% already distilled Medlars.
Yeah, and Jason, Stone Barn Distillery in Portland is the one that we're talking about. That's where Andy is. Unless there's a different Andy Garrison, I don't know.
That would be really funny. Yeah. That has actually something very similar to that has happened to me before. There is a really wonderful woman out here on the West Coast. Her name is Karen Locke, spelled Locke. And she runs a design company and also is a huge champion of women in distilling. And I saw that a Karen Locke on LinkedIn had seen that there was a need to build a community and a support community around women and non-binary and distilling and all the related businesses around distilling. And she had posted something about it on LinkedIn. And I reached out because I knew of a few other smaller groups and wanted to make sure that she was aware of those groups and figure out how we could really bring everybody together in one community. And so I set up a Zoom call so that we could have this meeting and talk about stuff. And with Karen Locke. Karen Locke in PDX is probably in her early 30s and a brunette. and the Karen Locke and from Portland, and the Karen Locke that showed up on my Zoom call was in her late 50s with like light blonde and gray hair and a beautiful Southern accent. And I was like, what? I double checked the name 1,000 times. It's spelled exactly the same way. Turns out there are 2 Karen Locks that are really excited about championing and winning women and non-binary in the distilling industry, and I know both of them, and they're both awesome.
I really think
they
they
know of
need
each
to do
other.
that.
All right, I think I'm like reasonably prepared.
I feel like my usual, which is that I'm like in the right direction, but also wrong. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
All right. If we're locked in, Caitlin, you're going to start.
Oh, of course I am. Sure.
Yes.
Ladies
first.
Of course I am. I'm going to be very confident. I've only crossed out a couple things. Last time I resolved to be completely confident, and this time I'm allowing myself to be sort of confident.
Perfect.
There's been one edit, 2 edits, only 2. Okay.
That's
Are
okay.
you prepared?
I am. I'm ready.
It is Irish whiskey. I'm going to say it's 47%. Wait, am I going to change my mind last second? No, I'm going to say it's 40%. I am going to change my mind last second.
Generic is 40%.
Yes.
Okay.
40%. So, okay, there's been officially 3 adjustments. You're welcome. 40%. I'm saying the generic casking is used. The specific category is Irish pot still. It is 80 proof. It is used bourbon and sherry. I'm gonna say it is Greens, or it's a Middleton Distillery Green Spot.
And what was your specific ABV again? I'm sorry.
40%, 80 proof.
Well, now I did a last minute change, which is going to bode poorly for me, I'm sure, but only in the bottle and distillery. Jeremy, ready for me?
I am.
All right. Generic category, I'm going with single malt. So different right from the get-go. I'm going to say used cooperage also. Same ballpark for proof. I'm going to say 92, 46%. Specific category, I'm hopping across the Irish Sea and saying Scotch single malt whiskey. Sherry cask. Not crazy heavy sherry cask, but like medium balanced, which is where I like it. And say 92 proof for the specific proof. And I changed my bottle at the last minute. I crossed one out, so if the crossed one out was right, I'll make everyone look at it later on my sheet of paper so I can feel bad.
Totally. Oh, absolutely.
But the my final guess is Arran Distillery on the Isle of Arran and Arran 10-year-old, which is a whiskey I very much like.
Very good. Very good. All right. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. You guys go ahead and get into sample number 2. Headphone warning. All right. And we had a Mama Germ join and a Donut Fisher. So thank you guys. Appreciate you coming by. And Donut Fisher was at a Mexican whiskey tasting. I have questions. Was it Mexican whiskey, or was it just a group of Mexicans doing a whiskey tasting?
Or a whiskey tasting in Mexico.
Oh, there you go. There's a third question.
I hear good things about Mexican whiskey. I really only had like the super mainstream ones that get over here, but I hear lots of cool heirloom corn stuff that in a very hot climate. So I'm sure it's super interesting.
I would say it's mostly all used barrels as well.
This one is much lighter. Not like the color is about the same, but the nose profile.
Yeah, it's a little bit. There's fewer dimensions, and it's certainly the ABV is it's a little more proofy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jerem, what did you think about that Old Delicious?
It's wonderful. It's very, it's light and almost floral. The apple is not over the top, which is nice because sometimes apple can be overbearing. Lots of, the nose is very whiskey-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And the palate is just, it's very, very sweet, but soft, and it's just good. It's Old Delicious. It's very good. I could drink this regularly.
It was such a fun project too, because it was like the first time that Hood River Distillers and Clear Creek really teamed up on a product release together after the acquisition. And Old Delicious is Hood River Distillers' first ever trademark brand. So that brand itself actually goes back to 1934. Wow. And so we brought it back to life with a product that we worked on together. So that particular product, as well as being very good in my opinion, also we kind of all have a soft spot for it. Unfortunately, it suffered from a timing issue in that we released it in March of 2020, and so there nobody knows about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that happened in March of 2020 that nobody knows
so many
about.
priorities changed on the other side of the pandemic, and so it was just like we had this release. It was like if you imagine that happy birthday sound, and then it was like everybody just turned around and moved into a cave for forever, and then it's languished a bit on the other side.
Yeah, it is very, very good. Is this a normal thing for you guys? Like it's now just a normal product that you have all the time, or is this something that
it's a regularly listed item. It's not a special one-off.
Okay.
This one's harder.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time nailing it down.
It's a little lighter, but it's still nice. Like the palate is very full. The nose is kind of light.
The nose is a bit of an arrow.
A bit of an arrow.
Yeah, it's just like sharp and just shoots right through.
Okay.
Last time Germ tricked me with a Lost Lantern, which was I've been traded for a very long time.
He's tricked me with 2 Lost Lantern blends. The turd.
Yeah, but Lost Lantern is
McCarthy's in them, and there was one. It's like the worst possible thing I could imagine that would happen on this show is that I was served McCarthy's and didn't nail it dead to rights. Right. So as I was trying that one, there was this little tiny whisper in the back of my brain that was like, is there a little, and I feel like there's a little McCarthy's in there. And Big Brain was like, this is 1,000% not McCarthy's. And then there was this little voice was like, yeah, but there's there's a vibe. And then turns out it was a Lost Lantern blend that had McCarthy's in it. And I was like, God fucking damn, I should have listened to both voices.
Yeah. As you were talking there and saying that it's not it, and maybe it's it, and it's not it, reminded me of Doug during our 12 days. And this is not McCarthy's. This is definitely not McCarthy's. I think this is McCarthy's. When I got to watch that for the first time before I was cutting everything, putting them together, I'm dying laughing at it.
Oh yeah. No, but your guys' editing on that, those were so great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love that the passing the bottle thing that you guys did. yeah, no, those were very entertaining to watch. They were the right amount of time. They were fun and charming. Yeah, you guys did a great job.
Another good story about that one is we all agreed, let's do 25, 30-second clips each. That way there, when we put them together, it'll be a minute and a half or just shortly or just, under that. First video Doug sends me 3.5 minutes.
Good luck editing that.
Yeah. No, that was actually really, really fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. So I'd like to see us do some more stuff like that, but yeah. We all get a little busy at times. But we got February's episode recorded yesterday, and we'll get that out shortly.
Oh, great.
So, and if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, the Three Guys One Grain podcast, Doug from Single Malt Frontier, Off Topic Whiskey, Randall, and myself do a podcast about American single malt. Only about American single malt. There might be a little bit of stuff in there, but usually it's trash talking everything else. So if you guys haven't, check it out. Three Guys One Grain YouTube. We got a couple episodes out. Like I said, we just recorded episode 4. There is a series of shorts that Caitlin and I were just chatting about. And yeah, it's a good fun time. Good question.
Are you talking to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Are you talking to William Goldberg from Oak and Grist, or is that Doug, or is that all of you?
Just Doug. That's for Single Malt Frontier. We're gonna try not to do any like brand guests. So like we had Matt McGinnis, who is not necessarily associated with one particular brand. And the reasoning behind it is we don't want to do a show dedicated to a brand and then have these like maybe we don't like it. Or maybe we think something's bad. We don't want to come out and say, anything negative with a guest on the show. So if we do brand stuff, like they send us stuff and we do that, we will all try it first and we'll all have collective thoughts on it. And if we really don't like it, we'll just politely tell them that, hey, it's not something that's for us. So we're not going to do a thing on it. That way we don't have to put any negative stuff out there, because just because we don't like it doesn't mean that it's not good to somebody else. So,
right. Like there are some whiskeys that are uniformly regarded as very good that I just don't happen to particularly like.
Right.
I'm just not going to talk about them because it's not in any public forum, because why would I just trash on people, whether it's a big brand or a small brand?
And realistically for me, I mean, there was some jokes about it earlier, but as far as like actual bad whiskey, like something was wrong, you did something wrong, you screwed something up, this is actually bad. I think I've only had one where I thought there was actively they did something wrong in the process. And it was a very, very little distillery that was actually a winery that wanted to start making whiskey, and it really had some very bad things going on. There's plenty of whiskeys that I don't particularly like or care for, but that it doesn't mean that they're bad. It's just that I don't like them. So
I've had 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 bad experiences with distilleries like that, where it's just like there's something you're doing wrong here, not just like so it's bad, but it's like borderline unsafe. Like went to one distillery where like 10 minutes after I left, I spontaneously got a nosebleed, and I was like, what the heck just happened? I called Nora and be like, if I disappear, make sure I'm not dead, because I don't know what that was.
That's kind of wild.
I'm like, what are you doing with your cuts on your homemade still? I am not confident in that. Are you doing cuts in your homemade still?
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, obviously there was a reason behind all the home distilling and making spirits of any type is not legal for anybody that's not licensed to do it. Because if you're doing it wrong, you can poison some people pretty severely.
I mean, Yeah, but I think it's more likely that $13.50 a proof gallon in excise tax is a really delicious little treat.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
And so under the guise of public safety,
yeah,
is not legal.
Is there another reason why it's more so illegal to do it at home?
I
Absolutely.
have formed my opinion because people are still allowed to deep fry turkeys at home.
Right. Exactly.
I feel like that is inherently way more dangerous than people distilling at home.
You are spot on. I mean, I don't disagree with any of that at all in the slightest. Yeah. So
it's like on the list of dangerous things we probably shouldn't be allowed to do in our garages. Like home distilling is so far down the list, and it's illegal compared to everything else that is probably totally legal above that. So yeah,
it's probably less dangerous than just running your dryer and never cleaning the lynch trap.
Oh, 1,000%.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. Or like, oh, I'm trying to do this project. Oh, I'm going to be really careful. I'm really good with power tools. I'll take the safety guard off the grinder and not wear eye protection. It's totally going to be fine.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right? Like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this fuel line and put some new spark plugs in this. It's totally, it's gonna be absolutely fine. Oh, do I have the garage door open? Absolutely not. That fuel vapor is not gonna cause any problems when the pilot light comes on and the gas air heater for the house. It's gonna be fine. No, it's not. It's not gonna be fine.
Speaking of not going to be fine, is the number of points I'm going to get for number 2 here, because it will be a low number.
Finally, actually come through on a zero score.
Are we having a struggle with this one?
Yeah.
I have low confidence even in my top level category for it, because I think it could go a couple different ways, and I won't be surprised at all if I'm wrong. I'll be angry if I'm wrong. But
listen, the only reason I've gotten the points that I've gotten is because I've gotten a couple generic caskings and a couple generic categories, and I don't feel confident.
Yeah, I mean, you're a master distiller, so what would you know about what whiskey tastes like or anything like that?
I know what my whiskey tastes like. What are you talking about? I'm really good at knowing what my whiskey tastes like. I only started tasting other people's whiskey a few years ago. Didn't have enough time.
This is a funny question, and I actually think Caitlin might get the reference.
I would get the reference. I think also my dad would appreciate the reference as well. Yeah, no, my dad's pretty cool, but he's not red green cool. I just, at some point in time, when you talk about apples falling from trees, some land right in a giant pile of goober, and that's what happened to me. I'm just a goober. I tell people all the time, I'm like, if to go for another deep cut, I'm what happens when a Fraggle and a Doozer have a love child that's raised by the trash heap in the President of the Universe's garden. That's me. That's a deep Jim Henson.
It's very specific.
Fraggles and Muppet cut, but it's also incredibly accurate.
So the funny thing in here is with this Crown Royal Noble Collection, it has landed in the show several times. 2 of the times it landed in the show, it went to the same person in 2 different seasons. And they find it very confusing every time. So Phil's throwing that out there.
At first, it was kind of lukewarm on this one, but the more I tasted, the more I like it.
Same.
Okay. And water is a possibility, guys. If I know, Caitlin, you had mentioned that the proof was much higher than the first one. So, if you guys like to water it down, you absolutely are allowed to do so.
No.
I'm off water.
You're off water. You're anti-water. You're hydrophobic.
Just in general, I only have two water bottles right next to me instead of my usual 4.
Wow, cutting it down. Well, how are we doing on sample number 2? Are we getting close to locked in?
I am prepared to lose mightily.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, Adam,
not
we are going to
confident, but
start
I'm
with
good.
you. We're going to start with you this time. So whenever you are ready, sir.
Okay. I'm going to steal a page from Bartlemay Different number 1 and go with Irish whiskey, which would be interesting to see where we land on that. And say used cooperage, 90 proof for the generic proof. Specific, I'm going to go single pot still Irish whiskey. I'm going to say used bourbon and sherry cask. Did I get everything except for the distillery and bottle? Or did I miss something?
Specific proof.
Oh, 92. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm going to say Middleton. Not saying Green Spot, although that would be pretty funny. I'm going to go with Powers John Lane, which is my favorite Powers.
John's Lane.
I can never remember if it's John Lane or John's Lane.
John's Lane.
Out of curiosity, Adam, because I want to hype up how awesome you are, do you have the potential pours list up open? Because I 1,000% do.
Oh, I definitely do.
Okay, I was like, because if you're like, if I was like, I to be honest, I was like 60% sure that you didn't have it open, and then you were actually pulling that distillery and bottle out of your head, and I was like, I was gonna 1,000% use it as a jumping off point to pontificate about how awesome you are.
Well, let's see if I got any of that right before we talk about how awesome I am.
Right. All right, Caitlin, what do you got for me?
All right, well, I have something entirely different.
Okay, good. We like different. Different is fun. Different makes it interesting.
Sure. All right, so I'm going to say this is a single malt. It is 54% with used casking. I'm going to say it's Scotch single malt at 108 proof, used bourbon and sherry casks, and I'm going to say it's Kilchoman. I at that point, I'm going to guess on a bottle because I think it's a Kilchoman, but I don't know which of the bottles. So I'm going to say the Loch Gorm 2023, just for fun, because it's a fun name.
That is a fun name.
I do like Scotch names that sound like there might be dragons involved, and Loch Gorm is one of those.
Yes. One of Joseph's favorite, Joseph has many favorite jokes. Joseph Sullivan of Minden Mill Distillery. One of his favorites is anytime anybody brings up Imagine Dragons, the band, he'll be like, he'll be like, wait, stop. He'll be like, Imagine Dragons.
I mean, the band name requires you to. That's what it says.
And I will say this, that like it was maybe 4 times of him doing that to me before it got old. Like it worked for longer than it had any right to.
All right, guys, go ahead. Get into sample number 3.
Jeremy, have you cracked any of the recent Discovery Clubs lately? The Pine Bluffs or St. Augustine or the Painted Stave?
Oh, yes. I pretty much open them right away. I don't waste any time. The sad part is I have an hour drive from where I get them at work to getting back home before I can actually open them. So, but no, yeah, I pretty much open them right away. St. Augustine, absolutely fantastic. That is wonderful, wonderful whiskey. What is it? Pine Bluffs?
Yeah, Pine Bluffs from Wyoming.
That one is good. It's kind of basic bourbon for me. There's nothing that's like standing out. But it is very tasty. The Painted Stave is very interesting. That goes 700 different directions every time you have it, and I really enjoy that.
So that's what's fun about it. You don't see much single pot still style whiskey
No.
in the United States. And if you do, everyone associates it with Talnua, but they're not totally the only one.
Right. And I think
I'm gonna dip real quick. I need to check on something that's weird in the parking lot. So
Yep,
entertain yourself.
absolutely. I think O'Shaughnessy is or has released their single pot still.
Oh, cool.
Either very, very soon or it's already released. So
I need to get there. Is that in Minnesota or Wisconsin?
that's in Minnesota. It's in Minneapolis. I haven't been there yet. I had the opportunity to go one time, and they were closed for a private event, so missed my opportunity there. But
did you read about the new Discovery Club that's coming out this month?
I did.
Or do you keep it secret? Okay. Yeah, the Days Defile Triticale Hazmat Whiskey. That's going to be very fun.
That's your first. No, it's not your first hazmat.
No, it's not our first hazmat, but it's our first Triticale, and somehow our second Idaho distillery.
Okay. I haven't had much for Triticale. I call it Triticale. I haven't had much for that. I've had the dry fly Triticale.
Yeah, there's not much to have.
I wasn't super into it. But obviously
lost.
Oh, well, that happens out there, I think.
A lot happens a lot. Plus the numbers on the buildings for the industrial park that we're in are not always easy to find. So,
well, the first time I visited there was very hard to find.
Huh?
The first time I visited Clear Creek was in Hood River, and it was very hard to find it. And I think Joe was swapping over the fermentation, so didn't answer his phone. I just stood outside for a while. And I was like, I think this is the distillery, because it's
Yeah, no, there's no unlisted address. There's no sign outside. There's no indication other than the fruit bins outside where we are. And it's that way for a reason. We're not open for public tours. We don't have it's not built from a safety perspective for that. Also, it's not built out from an employee workload amount for us to be constantly having drop-ins and stuff like that. So
sure.
It's best that when people come here, it's because they've been explicitly invited, and that comes with essentially the key of knowing the address.
Yeah.
But there is a cookie shop in the cul-de-sac, and the pin drop for their business is very close to ours, even though they're a block away. And so we reroute quite a bit of cookie shop people looking to pick up their custom sugar cookies.
So Donut Fisher here says they did release it at O'Shaughnessy. He was actually at the release. So Keeper's, does it have the Keeper's Heart label? Is that what they went with there, or do they have something different? Because Keeper's Heart was all sourced stuff, as far as I know. So I'm wondering if they changed the name on the label for their own stuff. And also says that he is fixing to crack one of his Pine Bluff ASMs. I wasn't aware that Pine Bluff had ASM. And,
where did you get that unless you went out to Wyoming?
It does Keeper's Heart label. Okay. And also, my follow-up question to Donut Fisher's comment here is, did Adam take any barrels of ASM home from Pine Bluff?
From Pine Bluffs?
Somebody looking for insider information.
Yes.
No, we didn't. This time we only got bourbon from them. I found their oat whiskey quite intriguing. They also have a 5-grain whiskey, which is 20%, 5 different grains. That was quite interesting, but didn't go for it this time.
Okay. So they play around a little bit. They do some experimentation. Yeah. I like that aspect of it, especially that sounds fun, that 5 grains with 20% each. That sounds fun.
And all the grain, except for the malted barley, I think, comes from within about 20 miles of the distillery.
Okay. Perfect.
Unlike Frey Ranch or Corbin Cash, they don't own all the farmland, but it's still the immediate local farmers who are literally right next door.
Sure. So actually super similar to 45th Parallel as well, because they don't
Yeah.
own any of the farmland. They just source from within, I think it's within 10 miles for them. So. All right. Well, and Patrick did go to Wyoming to pick that up. So, yes.
I actually want to go out there again. It's both the distillery and the general area. Like Western Nebraska was very pretty in a way I, as a New Englander, had no idea that it was anything besides like rolling hills and plains, but beautiful, cool bluffs and things like that. And I would love to go back and do some hiking.
Martin, Ugg Keeper's Heart. I feel the same way about it. I was never impressed with what they put out for their blended stuff. Their Irish single malt that they put out in the Keeper's Heart label was delicious. But when they did the blend of some Irish single malt or Irish single pot still, and then bourbon or rye, so the Keeper's Heart bourbon or the Keeper's Heart American whiskey, I did not think that spoke to what kind of stuff that Brian Nation can do. And I was disappointed by it. So I'm excited to see what he actually did come up with on his own. So.
These are just getting harder and harder.
For Adam to go first.
I bet you are.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah, generally speaking, it's pretty okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get with it either, Martin. I tried them both, and again, not that they were bad in any way. I just they didn't sit well, and it was just off. Like, and I expected better things out of what kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Drawing a blank. Reputation Brian has as a distiller. So
usually, Germ, when I get a deck of cards, I take the blank cards out.
Mm-hmm.
So then you don't have to worry about drawing them. And you're actually playing the game.
And welcome to the bad dad joke section of the show. Speaking of bad dad jokes,
I am proud of myself. You're welcome.
even if you don't go in there and buy any dick pics, you can go get a fantastic shirt in multiple colors. But anytime you come to the state, stop on over to Richard's Liquors. Fantastic store, fantastic people, and they are the home of the dick pics. And Spencer Mabe is trying to get on your good side and offer to help you pick a barrel from somewhere in Nebraska. Have you been to? You haven't been to a Nebraska distillery yet? Or have you?
I have been to Nebraska. I've been to a couple of Nebraska distilleries. We actually went to Cut Spike on our Great Whiskey Road trip back in 2019.
Okay.
But it's changed ownership since then. It actually was repurchased by the original owner, who also owns Brickway, the other place that Spencer mentioned. So doing some cool stuff over there. They have a 4-slice pot still, one of the only ones in the country, but it's a very funky single malt. Tastes like orange creamsicles.
I have 2 Cut Spikes here. One cast
Nice.
strength, one I don't port finish maybe. Yeah, port finished, and I like to blend the two of them together because the port has got a little too much port and not enough proof, and the cast strength is just kind of like it's just missing something. So putting a little bit of them together really works well. But it's good whiskey. I do like it.
Mhm. This is another tricky one.
There's
This
a
is
couple.
super tricky.
There's a few
Not gonna
Forsyths.
lie, it's like I'm a little triggered.
Because I don't know of Boulder. I don't know about that one, but doesn't
They do.
Warfield have Forsyths?
Yeah,
Also-
Boulder has one. Warfield has one. That's the getting up at 4 a.m. every night to feed the baby talking. Balcones has one.
They have 4 custom
Well,
ones.
yeah, they have several.
Yeah. If speaking of Balcones, if you have not been to Balcones, if you make your way down to Texas down to Waco, Balcones tour is pretty good. The still room in there is really, really something to behold. The line arm coming off of those stills in that corkscrew shape is just like, it's wild. And the story they tell about it as to why they're shaped like that is really cool as well. So
Seconded.
it's all good, Brian. Appreciate you showing up. Better late than never. I do, Spice. I do. And Brian is one of them. All right. So, Caitlin, are you locked in on this one?
No, but I
No.
can go.
No, take your time. I'm not rushing. I'm just
I don't
asking.
think take time is going to help solve my problem.
Also, I forgot to mention my second dram of the evening for our friend Adam here is you probably guessed it. It's a Lost Lantern bottle. This one is from the Watershed Distillery, and this is the straight bourbon whiskey finished in a Nocino cask, and it's about 5 years old. This comes in their cream label. This was part of their
Nice.
finished release. So
God,
everything
and
they
a Nocino
released,
cask, that has to be so powerful.
it's very powerful. And the color. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
There's also like a 3 or 4 year finish in the cask. It's not none of that like 3 month stuff.
Yeah,
It tastes like a
we work with a brewery in town called Breakside, and they got some of Andy's Nocino barrels and used some beer aged in there alongside some beer that they aged in our apple brandy casks. But it took so little of that Nocino barrel stuff to like make a huge difference. I can't imagine a whiskey finish for that long.
it basically tastes like a Black Manhattan, but
Mhm.
as a cask strength whiskey.
Without the bitters.
Yeah. And it's their own Nocino too, which is very cool. They're one of the few places that make it, all Ohio walnuts. We hunted that barrel specifically from them for that collection. It's a fun one.
That is such a unique finish. I mean, we have talked about finishes before. You know, and there's always your classics, right? Your classic sherry finishes or wine finishes or some other stuff. I've had some very unique cast finishes. This Nocino is absolutely one of them. And then Dancing Goat put out a few rye whiskeys finished in a chocolate bitters barrel. And my goodness, the chocolate that comes out of that is just, it's absolutely insane. And it's very, very tasty. I thought it would be too powerful, but it's very, very tasty.
All right. I got my answer. Once I settle on my answer, I'm always like 60% convinced I'm exactly 100% right, and then 40% that I'm totally wrong. But like, there's no like, I'm half right. It's either I'm all right or all wrong.
Well, I would like to listen to Adam being all right.
Well, Normally, Caitlin, this would be your turn, but if you're
Sorry.
succeeding to Adam to go first, I suppose we could make an exception.
I'll allow it. So shall I go?
If both of you are ready, we can rock it on.
Cool. Another tough one. A lot of spice, a lot of fruit, some good oak character in it. I'm going with a rye whiskey for the generic category. Cooperage, I'm saying new and used because I think it's or the generic proof, I'm saying 100. Specific category, I think it's a finished rye whiskey, not a straight rye whiskey. Going with 98.6 for the specific proof, and saying new barrels and port barrels as the finish. I think that's how I do that. Distillery, small little known place called Midwest Green Products in Lawrenceville, Indiana. Lawrenceburg, I forget. So MGP. And the bottle, I'm going to say High West Midwinter Night's Dram. And I did look on the list to make sure you had it.
Fair, sure. Well, we're again at complete odds.
That's the fun.
Complete odds make it very interesting. I like it. I like it.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
So, single malt. I'm going to say 52%. Used and new. I'm going to say American single malt at 104 proof. Used and sherry. And it's going to be Cedar Ridge, quintessential peat and sherry. There you go.
Peat and sherry. Okay, so 1 second here. You specific casking. Run that by me one more time.
Used and sherry.
What kind of used?
Oh, sorry. Used American oak. Oh, did I write used? Yeah, used. Oh, I wrote used and new. Sorry. Generic casting. It would help if I actually read what I wrote. Used and new. And then the used is the sherry and the new is heavy char American oak.
Okay. So new and sherry is what we're going through here. Okay. Got it. Got it. Perfect.
Used and new. There it is.
Okay. Now it's time for the fun part. Do you guys have a sample, or which sample of the three was your favorite, Caitlin?
3.
And Adam?
I'm retasting because I liked all of them. 1.
So that means we get to start with sample number 2. All right.
Here we go.
Sample number 2. Well, I suppose I better do this, otherwise I get yelled at. Headphone warning. Okay, sample number 2. Caitlin, you said single malt. Adam, you said Irish whiskey. Caitlin, you are going to take a point on that. It is a single malt.
Gross. No, icky. I don't like it. No.
Caitlin, you said 54%. Adam, you said 90 proof. Nobody's taking any points on that. We were a little bit off on that. Proof is actually quite a bit higher. It's at 57.9%. Both of you guys said used cooperage for generic. You are both getting a point there. It is used. Caitlin, you said Scottish single malt. Adam, you said Irish single pot still. Caitlin, you are taking a point. It is Scottish single malt.
Gross.
I don't like this.
Uh,
I don't either, Adam.
Caitlin, you said 108 proof. Adam, you said 92 proof for specific. Again, we are at 57.9% or 115.8 proof. So no points on that one. You guys were both extremely close on the specific casking. You both said ex-bourbon and sherry. You are half right. It is ex-bourbon, and the other cask is a charred red wine or a red wine cask. Caitlin, you said Killoman, Loch Gorm. Adam, you said Middleton Johns Lane. It is actually, the distillery is Ardmore. And this is a SMWS bottling of Ardmore.
What's the name of it?
This one is Meet Me at the Game.
Oh.
And it is cast 66.239. It is a 15-year-old, distilled July 23rd, 2007. First cast was ex-bourbon hogshead. Second cast was a second fill charred red wine barrique.
I want to know, how do I get a job at the firm in charge of naming SMWS blends and also paint colors? Because I think I would be really good at that job.
That would be a very fun job. I do agree. They come
like
up
it has
with
to be like the
names.
same office, right?
Yeah, I think so.
With just like one big round table in the middle and a bunch of like all the techie kind of like accoutrement that we assume, like the yoga balls and sling chairs and stuff like that, and a full buffet of food. And you just sit around this giant round table and you name SMWS blends and Pantone colors and all the other things. And it's great.
Okay.
Have you been following the Pantone color of the year?
Oh, so I do actually follow it, but for funny reasons. A former coworker of mine, he had many soapboxes, and Alex is great. I still love him to death. We only worked together for a couple years. My first 2 years at Clear Creek, we worked together. And he had one of his soapboxes, one of my favorite soapboxes that he had, was being angry at how ridiculous paint colors are, the names of paint colors are. And so every year when Pantone releases their color of the year, so like if you look back through the text history, it is essentially me just poking him with a stick every December when the new color comes out, to just be like, just in case you're wondering, I still remember how much you hate this. And then he'll send some sort of derogatory emoji back, and that's our entire post working together relationship. But yes, I do actually follow the color of the year very closely.
That's all you need. For those not in the know, this year it is Cloud Dancer, also known as white, replacing last year's color of the year, Mocha Mousse, also known as brown. I do not do the colors for the labels.
Kind of fair. Like Mocha Mousse, you're like, yeah, all right, I can see that and be like, it's brown.
Well, so sample 2 ended in in Caitlin's favor at 3-1. So we are going to move on to sample number 1.
I think the most points I've ever scored on a single one, Adam. I'm going to be so mad if I beat you. I'm going to be livid. You have to do better, buddy.
Really? I mean, when you tell me to do better, I'm going to do better. Take that seriously.
I really hope Nora is laughing downstairs. I'm doing this. I'm poking you with a stick just for Nora.
Excellent. All right. Sample number 1. You guys kind of flip-flopped between 2 and 1 here. Caitlin, you said this was Irish whiskey. Adam, you said this was single malt. Adam, you're taking the point here. This is single malt.
Excellent. Great job, Adam.
Generic ABV or proof. Caitlin, you said 40%. Adam, you said 92 proof. No points there for either one of you. We are actually at 43.4% or 86.8 proof.
That's very
generic
specific. What is that?
Generic casking. You both said used. You are both taking a point there. It is used casking. Caitlin, you said Irish single pot. Still, Adam, you said Scottish single malt. Adam, you were taking a point there. It is Scottish single malt.
Excellent.
Again, the proof is 43.4% or 86.8 proof. Caitlin, you stayed at your 40. Adam, you stayed at your 92, so no points there. Caitlin, you said the specific casking was ex-bourbon and sherry. Adam, you said just sherry. Caitlin, you are getting a point there. It is ex-bourbon and sherry. Your distillery, Caitlin, was Middleton. Your bottle was Green Spot. Adam, you said the Isle of Arran and the Arran 10. No points there for any of the distillery or bottle guesses on that. This is actually a bottle dubbed the Wee Witchy. It is Mortlock 12. And yes, that proof is very specific. It's very, when I was writing these down, I said, I know the proof on this is strange. It's not like a normal Diageo bottling proof. So that one ends in a 2-3 in favor of Adam. So we are at 5-4 through the first two samples. So we are very tight here. Very
That's
tight.
the kind of performance I need to see out of you.
All right. Which comes down to sample number 3. And sample number 3 is going to decide our winner. Caitlin, you said this was a single malt. Adam, you said this was a rye whiskey. Caitlin, you are taking a point here. This is a single malt. Caitlin, you said 52%. Adam, you said 100 proof. No points there. It is actually 56.1% or 112.2 proof.
I have a feeling I might know what this is now.
Caitlin, you said
yeah, I think I do because of that dirty
used.
smirk on your face, Germ.
New and used for specific or for generic casking. Adam, you also said new and used. No points there. It is used and used only.
Yeah, it is.
Caitlin, you said this was an American single malt. Adam, you said a finished rye. Caitlin, you are taking a point. It is an American single malt. 104 proof was your guess on the specific proof. Adam, you said 98.6. No points there. It is again 56.1 or 112.2. Caitlin, you said new and sherry. Adam, you said new and port. No points there for either of you. Caitlin, you were close. You were half right. It is sherry, but it's a used in sherry, ex-bourbon and sherry, or ex something else and sherry. Caitlin, your guess for distillery was Cedar Ridge, and the bottle was Peat and Sherry, which is a wonderful blend by Murphy Quint. And Adam, you said MGP and the High West Midwinter's Nights Dram. Caitlin, your biggest fear has come true.
Yeah, I know. It's the Lost Lantern single barrel number 6.
It is not a Lost Lantern, though.
Is it really not?
It is really
so that
not.
Must be okay.
But it is a McCarthy's 6-year-old cast strength PX finished McCarthy's.
I was like, that was like, there's no way Germ's gonna do that to me. There's no way. I was like, I tasted it and I was
do that to you.
I wish I don't do it on purpose, but when it does happen, I have a very good evil chuckle.
Yeah, damn it. No,
I really do.
Case in point, like I tasted, I was like, okay, so it's Baird's peated malt. It's absolutely sherry. There's no way Germ would actually give me a McCarthy's. What on this list is close to that? And I was like, oh yeah, Murphy. I know Murphy uses the same malt. He also does all kinds of beautiful sherry finishes. It would be such an honor to have tasted something that was anywhere near as good as Murphy's work. Yeah, that's totally, no, worst beer. You're welcome. I'm the worst.
You're not the worst. This is, it's hard. It's very hard.
I didn't even think
thinking to yourself that it wasn't going to happen. So
much like this whiskey, I got smoked.
Oh my God. Did I really? No. Say it isn't so.
You won. That ended at 2-0 in favor of Caitlin.
Adam.
So that was 7-4.
Am I still the points leader though, even in defeat?
Oh,
You-
1,000%.
You are currently, yes, I believe so. So you started this one with 25. Your next closest one was, let's see, we got Whiskey Franco was at 18. Deke is at 16. Dylan's at 17. Yeah, you are definitely the points leader, and now you ended with 29 here. So
I'll take my dignity in
This is a
defeat.
shame because I have what is that? What this makes me 12. I have 12 points, Adam.
you have
It's not how many points you have; it's how
17.
you use them.
You have 17 because you got 7 tonight. And you started with 10, so you have 17.
I'm 17. It's embarrassing. Oh, Adam.
At least you
It's
said that
not-
McCarthy's was your favorite of the three.
That is true. It was your favorite.
I took so long because I actually did write down CCD as the exact distillery and crossed it out because I was just like, there's no way Germ would do this. There's no way Germ would give me a McCarthy's. Like, this can't actually happen. Like, I taste everything was like dead to rights, and then I was like, no, it's got to be something else. It's gonna be Murphy's sherry, like peated cherry, cask finish, like single malt, 1,000%. We got this.
Hey, the randomizer does things that I'm surprised about. So I'm just happy it didn't put that one as sample number 1, and you guys had to deal with the peat and the sherry throughout the rest of the 2 samples.
Fair. It's good though.
So,
Well,
Caitlin, that means you.
Wow. What a note to end on.
I get to see you again yet. That's awesome. I love that. And
Well, I'm glad to go out with defeat in dignity. So congratulations. And
Yeah, because I won in indignity, essentially, Adam.
I mean, I didn't even taste that there was smoke on it, so I'm like embarrassed about that and going to spend some time thinking about it.
Don't be embarrassed about it. I am I'm incredibly peat behind lately. I've been drinking too much of it, and I had a Lefroy cast drink the other night, and I didn't taste any peat.
That's understandable.
So that's like, okay, it's time to take a break from peat for about 6 months.
It's like 70% of what I drink at home is either peat smoked or mesquite smoked.
Yeah. So you can go blind on it really quickly, but yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Adam,
everybody,
I am genuinely shocked.
I knew this was going to happen.
No, I knew this was not going to happen.
Well, now I just have one request, which is you have to go on to win it all.
you got to win it all.
No, who does that? Yeah, so we don't know who I'm up against next.
So no, we are. This is the first show of round 3. So you move on into the bracket. If I can read my writing correctly, I think it's 325.
325
is the date. Does that make sense to the rest of everything? 318. Yes, it does. Makes 325. So Wednesday, March 25th.
25th?
Yeah.
Okay. I am
March
technically
25th?
home.
Perfect.
Can do. You're in the books.
So the other option for round 4 is tough because there's only 2 options. It's either 325 or April Fool's Day 4/1.
Nice.
So
well, I'm around for 325, so we're good to go.
Perfect. Awesome.
And, that's the day the One Ring was destroyed.
On April Fool's Day?
No, on March 25th.
325. That's fair.
Yeah, of the year 3019 of the Third Age.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
See how much better Adam is than me? He's better in all things. Look at this guy with a deep cut Lord of the Rings drop.
That was a deep cut.
Casual.
That was a deep cut.
I make fun of Connor Kelly, who's the head distiller at Outlaw, for not having read the Lord of the Rings books. And you know what kind of shaky ground I stand on? I stand on the shaky ground of only having read the 3rd one. I've only read the last of the trilogy. And yet,
That's
because
bold.
I've technically read one of them. I managed to brutalize that poor man for him having only watched the movies. And here you are with the date. Oh, Adam.
Oh, I can go a lot deeper than that. But
So
the next show needs to be you versus Colbert on Deep Cut Lord of the Rings trivia.
oh boy, that would be fun.
I could smoke
How
him.
many McCarthy's? How many shame drams are still in play? Is that what you're asking?
So Donna Fisher is asking how many McCarthy's are still in play. So the actual answer is all of them still, because I don't remove bottles once they land in the show. I don't remove them out. So it is very, very possible to get the same bottle in the show if you move on, or to see it multiple times over a couple different shows. That is absolutely possible. I try not to let it happen too much. Like if I notice one starts landing a couple times, I start skipping it and moving on to the next one. But so as far as McCarthy's goes, I have a couple Lost Lantern McCarthy's, and I have 4 regular OB McCarthy's. So
and you also have a couple blends, Lost Lantern blends that have McCarthy's in them,
and some blends that have Lost Lantern.
because that happened last
yes.
time.
Yes, I
That
do.
happened last time, young man. You've confronted me with my greatest fear twice, and I epically failed with one of them. I'm 50% odds here.
Well, this sounds like my excuse to do my one shameless plug, which is that one of those blends, Shadow and Light, just won Best American Blended Malt at the World Whiskies Awards, and it wasn't even the only blended malt in contention. So we were very excited by that. Has McCarthy's, Cedar Ridge, Whiskey Del Bach, and Santa Fe Spirits. So if any of you have not tried that yet, I mean, I know you two have. We just put that out, and it's one of my favorite blends that Nora's ever done.
That is my favorite blend you guys have done as well.
Nice.
I absolutely love that one. It's so quiet. You guys were so quiet about it too. Like
Yeah.
it came out and there was no release notes on it or any of that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see him talk about this one at all. Well, I guess we'll pick that up too. And yes, it's absolutely fantastic. You guys, it is still available. Yes.
Yep, still available. Because it was kind of a quiet launch along with the docu-series, so it's been like a slow, periodic rollout as we do events with them.
Perfect.
So if this is the plug zone, I would also love to plug Lost Lantern and say that it was an absolute pleasure and a joy to be able to release the oldest ever McCarthy's through Lost Lantern and to work with Adam and Nora on that. They are the reason that we have the 6-year format. They're the first ones to believe in the 6 year as much as Joseph and I did. And I in my mind, when we had 2 barrels come out that were of age, there was absolutely no other place that I wanted it to go than to go in their capable hands. So I'm really beyond humbled with the reception that it's gotten, and it just goes to show Adam and Nora are really great at what they do. And from the producer side, there is nobody that I would rather work with. So pretty much whether you're on the production side or the consumer side, Lost Lantern and that choice is always a win.
That's right.
Well, thank you.
Both of my guests tonight absolutely deserve any type of support and attention you can give them. Lost Lantern, you guys want to discover some cool little distilleries out there, hit up lostlantern.com, lostlanternwhiskey.com, check out the Discovery Club, give it a shot. I mean, if you if you like trying new whiskeys, the Discovery Club is one of the best whiskey clubs to join, because you're getting a different distillery every month. It's not you're getting 4 of the same distillery every year or whatever every month. You're getting a different distillery every month, and it's fantastic. McCarthy's whiskey, as you all know, one of my absolute favorite whiskeys out of all whiskey around the world. I don't have a problem saying it is one of the best or the best American single malt whiskey in the States. It is absolutely the best peated American single malts in the States, and it happens to be what Caitlin likes to make. So you guys get over to clearcreek.com, check out their stuff, or Hood River Distilling. Check out what they have to offer. Their portfolio is ginormous. There's all kinds of things on there, and you can stock an entire bar with what they have to offer. So do that. Support these guys. They need it. Caitlin, congratulations to you. I know you were thinking you were going to get smoked here, but
Oh, genuinely.
I think you did a little bit better than you thought you were. And Adam, congratulations to you, and a humble loss. But the congratulations to the baby and you and Nora as well.
Thank
Love
you.
you both, and I guess I hope that you guys are doing well and everything is going wonderful. And it's exciting times, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for entertaining the idea of coming on.
Always.
And to all you guys in the chat, you know what? I need something. We're going to do this. To all you guys in the chat, thank you again for joining, sticking around, chatting it up, doing all the things. Love you guys. Couldn't do the show without you. And until next week, cheers. And we will see you in a week.